हुई है? अब यहाँ से
A/B testing is how much better are you from where you were yesterday? So it's kind of more of a self-improvement motivation rather than a judgment motivation, and say like, oh, you're effective or you're not, or you could say like, oh, hey, look, we're all just trying to be more effective than we were yesterday. And we can run A/B tests at relatively low cost to be able to do that.
So technology lets us here with the best early childhood teachers in the country reach that rural tribal village in Madhya Pradesh, right? So the access to the highest quality content is the same no matter where you are. What A/B testing fundamentally is that different groups of people have a different experience. You try to see sort of which group has more engagement. And that's how you figure out the next thing to build, right? Because you understand what keeps your users coming back.
Experimentation is something humans have done for millennia. We've done it with perhaps more efficiency and statistical rigor in recent years, but I think it needs to become part of the way we build policies, part of the way we deliver social services, that you are constantly experimenting and learning. So we're trying to start with innovative NGOs that have a hunger and a commitment to doing this learning, to innovating and demonstrating what is possible through A/B tests.
Straight out of college, a long time ago, 2003, landed a job at web search company, and it was Google. Saw this evolution of going from having a service that produces a lot of data, but then really figuring out how to use that data to drive science, to improve the product, and to improve revenue. A/B tests running all the time, and it really drives a lot of very rigorous excellence in improving whatever outcome you're measuring. But they're targeting different outcomes. Tech sectors targets a set of outcomes that gets us using their products and making some considerable amounts of money from it. And it seemed like this other evidence-based kind of policy, social policy, also seemed to be using evidence, but in a different way towards these social outcomes.
वो बना लो बेटा, पेंटिंग बनाओ कौन सी?
The effect of every individual experiment is quite small. So we might see a 1% change or a 2% change. But those marginal improvements, when you add them up, they actually become very significant.
Look at the journey of one of the experiments. Our key metric is basically that we want more and more parents to basically look at the daily activities that we kind of send them on their WhatsApp groups, do those activities with the kids and send the images and videos back on the WhatsApp group as a proof of them having done those activities. So right from the product discovery, is it easier for them to discover the product? Do they know that why they have been added to that WhatsApp group? And then what we kind of figured out was that it was difficult for them to identify the groups by their names, because till now the names had the Anganwadi Center code, which was a random numbers. And the only way that they would actually identify a particular WhatsApp group is by looking at the display picture of that WhatsApp group. What we need to be able to do is make the WhatsApp group name very identifiable. So then we kind of iterated on what could be the words that would make them understand it better. So homework stuck with the parents more. So then we added the word homework in the group name. And then we changed the display picture of the group with very vibrant colors, very simple. So we kind of created an experiment construct wherein we kept a control where none of these changes were made. And then we kept two treatments wherein one we made both the changes together and another one we only made like one of the changes. And then we kind of ran that experiment for 4 to 8 weeks, collect as much data as we could, and saw huge improvements in that, right? So that was the quantitative validation in a very scientific way of the solution that we had come up with.
So the private sector has put a lot of resources into figuring out how to make A/B testing as frictionless and simple as possible. Everything from A/B testing platforms to boot camps for product managers that teach you how to run A/B tests. So you don't need a PhD in statistics to be able to run experiments. We think that most NGOs with a scale of 1,000 to 10,000 users or beneficiaries can be running experiments, testing different variants of their programs.
What Evidential will do is you can basically point it to your database, and it will, from that, be able to pull all of the data points for each of your users, which you can then use to go design an experiment. So when you're designing an experiment, you need to know the set of users that you want to target with your experiment, the outcomes that you want to experiment on, like what are you actually hoping to improve, the set of treatment arms, like basically the different variations that you want to introduce in this experiment.
Every percentage point is 20,000 parents, perhaps, right? So that's 20,000 parents who are, experiencing something joyful with their kids, or Anganwadi workers who are, doing something special in their classroom. So we really look at, those small changes as very meaningful.